Hi, and welcome to episode number 7 of our video review series. Uh, in this episode, we're going to take a look at semifinals 1, match 1, the replay version. So, originally Red Alliance had won, but there was a replay called due to missing some scoring, I believe, with some of the sensors. So, um, what we're going to end up doing is look at this series carefully because it is one of the the closer series from Ontario events so far, which happens to be my home region. So pretty interesting. On one side we have Team 188 and Team 2200, the Red Alliance right here. So both very strong Red Alliance robots. And then on the Blue Alliance, we see Team 610 and Team 4039, who are also very strong up here in Ontario. As a reminder, if you have any specific matches that you'd like reviewed, let us know in the comments section below. We'd love to take a look at some interesting matches that you guys know of, and then share what we learned from each of them. So as a reminder, these are all kind of a casual format. We try and look at it for the first time. I have seen these matches previously, so this is a little bit different, but and I'm more familiar with these robots. But we can still learn a lot from these two matches, I think. So jumping right into it, reminder that these alliances have actually played it together already, so they have a little bit of an idea of what they're looking for. I guess other thing is another kind of hallmark of a competitive match is you see that two robots are lined up to steal these game objects from the other alliance. You don't really see that at lower level events. And we see that both teams quickly jump in and get it. 610 and 188 are both unloading. Interestingly enough, 6323 can actually shoot on the Blue Alliance. They're just backing up currently. There we go. So now they're making shots into the high goal with 4039. So really great shooting from the Blue Alliance. Over on the Red Alliance, we see 8089 can actually drop their balls in front to try and load them to 188. And then 188 is going to come and scoop these up and make some last second shots, with 610 from here making some last second shots as well. So coming out of autonomous, currently we have a massive lead for the red. I think some of the balls haven't been counted for the Blue Alliance yet. But we see 188 is really quick getting across the field. Very, very fast, way quicker than anybody else is currently. And they jump immediately into human loading through one port. It's a little bit different of a strategy where they kind of just load them all through one port, one at a time, going directly into their robots so that they don't have to kind of move around because they don't have like some teams do. Some teams have an open space for the 3-ball port. So we see 4039 making their way under the trench. 610's trying to get the game objects from the rendezvous point here. And 2200 will jump back. They also do the same thing just for the Red Alliance. One of the interesting things about 2200's gameplay too is that they tend to shoot when they're close to where they want to be scoring. So they don't necessarily go for, oh, I want 5 game pieces and then I'm gonna shoot. They're kind of picking up game pieces when they're close enough. They'll stop and shoot. So I believe they only have 3 game pieces. It's 1, 2, or here. Let's go back. Yeah, they only have 3 game pieces. So even though they only had 3, they took the time to shoot. That can be good and bad. So I guess the good part of it is you're doing less driving, right? So you can spend your time getting 5 game objects over here, or 4. So there are 5 in this area. If they can get all of those, that saves time rather than them, driving over here, picking up the 2 to get the 5, and then coming back and then scoring. So it does save some time. That being said, you have to be careful near the end of your cycle to make sure that you're not handicapping your kind of time, right? So one of the interesting kind of theory crafts you have to do is um, when you're trying to get your last cycle um, into the goal, you have to make sure that you're using your time to the maximum possibility, right? So you don't want to have 5 or 10 seconds where there's no balls around you, there's no game piece, and you don't have any in your robot. So really, you want to be able to pick up for as long as you can, and then score at the last possible second, and then go for your climb. Um, so you just have to be aware of how long that takes with your specific robot. So if you have it takes you 5 seconds to pick up a ball, 10 seconds to drive across the field, line up and score. You want to allocate for those 10 seconds plus your climb slash parking to make sure that you're not using your time inefficiently, which I think 2200 does a great job of. Wow. Okay, so big collision here. I'm not sure if this is intentional. Probably not. 610's trying to pick up this ball here, I think, and then they just get hammered by 188. And good call from 610, just kind of backing out. They don't want to be the ones that are playing the defense. They want 6323 to be playing the defense. Interestingly enough, we see 8089 just kind of sitting in this zone, which is different from the matches that we've seen with playing defense. The reason why they're sitting in this zone is because we know that 610 can only go across through here. So they're just kind of sitting here waiting. It's harder to get across the bumps on the field. So if you're playing defense near the bumps in the field, you're going to be a lot more effective, especially versus tall robots. And then it is very risky for 610 to go through here because they could potentially clip the edge of the trench area and have a red robot hit them, at which point they would get a tech foul. So uh, they're really trying to limit the ball flow for 610, looks like, and 4039. Not much you can do about 4039 because they're a short robot, so they're going to be able to go under the trench pretty smoothly. But they're focusing on the tall robot, and tall robots have a significant disadvantage with that. So really great job of the Red Alliance acknowledging that. 6323 so far hasn't been playing super effective defense here. We see they're actually picking up, so they're trying to score. I take that back. So it is a triple offense versus double offense and one defense strategy. So we see the Blue Alliance is trying to get as many game pieces in as possible because they know that 188 and 2200 are probably going to outscore 610 and 4039. 6323, one missed shot, but then they get the rest. Looks like they're going to cycle through, and yeah, perfect. So this is exactly what I was talking about. We see it's really hard for tall robots to get through here. It's dangerous for them to come this direction, and then when they're coming this direction, they're stuck on the bumps. They don't have great traction. They have extra force to overcome those bumps, and when you're blocking them, you can really shut them down significantly. So really great job from the Red Alliance. I think this is super effective defense. Great job. Okay, so we actually run into a bit of a issue here where 2200's there and 188's coming over, but the human player loading station is not free. So um, we'll have to see what they do. There is a game object that 188's trying to pick up in the meantime. Hopefully that can stall for long enough to get from here. We see that Blue Alliance is reaching overflow. Red Alliance has a very significant lead currently, 94 to 50. And Red Alliance is really stopping the flow of the balls, right? So 4039 is lining up to score, but we have two tall robots that are being blocked by this singular Red Alliance defender, and there's only one game object, or I guess another one over here, the Blue Alliance can get. And really, they want to be getting over here to clear out these guys. And if the ball started flowing out here and there's no blue robot to protect this protected zone and protect the balls, you could really see 188, 2200 or 188 just kind of going here, picking up the game pieces, turning, and then shooting into the high goal quite easily. So Blue Alliance is in a bit of a trouble here. They want to get out of this. Yeah, see they are overflowing slightly. Okay, so 610 does make it their way out. As you can see, this is super risky. They're really close. You can imagine that if one of the red robots was here, they could have get bumped into the trench area and gotten a tech foul. But 610 makes their way across. 2200 has a ball stuck on top of them. Looks like they're trying to remove that. But they unload a whole bunch. And look at that. That's amazing, amazing robot. It's a self bump from 188. Their own partner bumps them out of the way. And you can see 2200's turret immediately reacting and getting most of the shots in. Looks like actually all of them were aligned properly, but because of the bounce back of one of the shots, it messed it up. So amazing robot from 2200 there. Even though they're bumped by their own partner, they still make most of their shots. And the one that they do miss is not a problem uh, with being bumped. Okay, so 80-89. They're still playing really good defense on 63-23. That being said, uh, you want to be careful about tunnel visioning too much onto the current robot that you're playing defense on. You always want to be looking for the higher priority target. And in this case, 610 is definitely the higher priority target, and they kind of just let 610 scoot on by really easily. Yeah, so they want to be watching 610 a little bit closer, making sure that they're transitioning to the highest priority target available. It's really good that they're playing defense on 63-23 though. So 40-39 is trying to clear out the overflow a little bit. We see 2200 still has that ball stuck on their robot. 188 just unloaded. They're going to go back here. And 2200 still trying to get that ball. I guess they're picking up. Maybe they're not. They're just stuck with that for now. There's nothing you can do. Interesting. So at this point, interestingly enough, 63-23 decides to play defense instead. Wow, the points have gotten a lot closer. That's interesting. Did it go up by 20? No, 10. 15. Was it 4 perfect or 5 perfect shots from 610 here? No, no, 1. Huh. They actually still have a ball in their robot too. Oh, here's more shooting. Okay. So yeah, blue is getting back into this. The bumping with 2200 and 188 took down some of their time. Now we see 2200 going for these. Now we see really good defense on 610. They're a wide-ish robot, so it's really hard for them to get around defense. Being a tall robot, you get rid of a lot of your escape options, and then when you're a wide robot, it's easier to get blocked. Though you do have a bigger intake, and just getting over this bump. They do have a shifter, but it's really hard for them. That was a really good move, though. Yeah, it looks like they shift, they try and push it over, and then they reverse through. Really good here. Now this is a mess. 40-39 is really keeping this alliance in the game here. They've been cycling really well. 188 has been cycling really well. Okay, so 2200 just trying to get out of the way, it seems. And 8089 is a little bit slow on getting on 610, but as a result, they're still really effective here. So they slow them down a lot. Now 610's in position. Good shooting from 188, even though they're being harassed by 6323. They push them out of the way. They back up, line up, try and unload, but they get bumped. Now yeah, so look at this. This is really good from 6323, looking at 188, right? So they're trying to organize their robot, which to do a shot that they don't normally do. Yeah, going for that close one. And it takes them a few more seconds to get lined up. So we see Red Alliance still has a lead. 2200 is just sitting here. Are they dead? They don't appear to be dead. Blue Alliance setting up for climbs, 30 seconds left. 8089 trying to choose what side they're going to go on. Blue Alliance really has a shot here if Red misses their climb here, or if they can get a triple. Red Alliance good, Blue Alliance. Oh, 4039 is the team that doesn't deploy. Wow. So, or doesn't go up. So it ends up being 4039 who is not up. That definitely could have swung the match. 2200 being broken or something is not good at the end of that match. I did hear that maybe it's a drivetrain gearbox problem. By the end of the match, it was kind of just barely hanging on, or by the end of the event, sorry. But yeah, interesting match. We saw some really effective defense, I think, from 8089. People should really learn from that. You can really harass, especially tall robots. It's not so effective against an all low alliance robot or all short robot because they can just go under the trench, and then you playing defense here basically does nothing. But when you have two scoring robots on the Blue Alliance that are tall, you can really cause some havoc. We also saw some really good defense from 6323. I really don't think you want to be letting, especially really good scorers, kind of just shoot from the initiation line. That's where people have the most tuned shots, especially at week one. They're just going to unload on you, and there's not much you can do. So, really interesting match. And we'll jump into the semifinals number 2 in a second in the next episode.